doing really well. Thank you for having me here, Dave. I really
Well,
appreciate it.
congratulations on your new book. Can you do me a little favor and share a little bit about yourself and a little bit about the new book?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So I own Sibilla Associates, which is a leadership and employee development company. So our focus is helping leaders and their team to be productive, empowered, and engaged in the organization. So it's a very exciting time right now. I just wrote a book called Pivot You: 6 Powerful Steps to Thriving in Uncertain Times.
Let's
I'm
take a
just
look at
very
that
excited
book.
to be here. Yeah, you want to see it. Here it
Well,
is.
you're great.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Pivot You.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
so relevant right now. It's
Definitely,
everyone's
definitely.
being asked to shift or pivot, and so that's great. Would you like to, again, with books, so often books aren't fully read, yet if you were to distill the book down to one or two real key points, what would that be?
Yeah, definitely. So I focus on how mindset is so important. Mindset matters. And I actually take it from my own story. So last year, around this time, actually March 17th of 2020, I was feeling very overwhelmed. I had 2 lucrative contracts that were suddenly frozen. My husband was recently retired from teaching, and actually we're grateful for that. And our son was doing distance learning. He was 12 years old at the time, and he hated every day of it. Absolutely hated it. He was in tears and so upset. Then also my mom had recently passed away the year prior. And so I was still dealing with her estate and closing that up. And so I was feeling very overwhelmed, very anxious, very fearful about the future. And I was actually on Facebook, and I was perusing around Facebook, and I saw this ad for Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And I thought, this is great. This is what I need. Because I had worked with Tony Robbins' organization 14 years prior and had a really great mentor and coach. So I thought this is really perfect. And so I ended up going into their organization, which was Knowledge Broker Blueprint. It discusses all about doing your online business. And from then on, it just seems like everything changed. Everything dramatically shifted. I ended up being in magazine articles, Thrive, Authority, Fast Company, all of these podcasts, international podcasts and national podcasts. And then I also wrote the book on Pivot You: 6 Powerful Steps to Thriving in Uncertain Times. And it's all, again, about shifting your mindset, overcoming obstacles, reframing your reality, living life or loving life. And we do a whole tool to look at your life in all the different areas, and then having a vivid vision for your life, and then also having growth goals. So those are the 6 steps that I focus on in the book.
That sounds fabulous. And the fact that they really go together and it really allows people to get that momentum, that massive action. It sounds like you've had a
Definitely.
phenomenal year and you're a product of the product.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a product of the product. That's a great way to say it. Yeah. I mean, it's just been an amazing year. I mean, from shifting my mindset and actually working with our son to shift his mindset, he actually enjoys doing distance learning right now. So that's
Congratulations.
been really great. And then my husband is enjoying more of his retirement right now. And it just is amazing how everything shifted, and it's all from shifting one's mindset.
That's
So
great.
I think that's really important.
Fabulous. Let me ask a little question for they're often aspiring authors watching this, and what tip or advice would you give to someone who's thinking about writing a book or been putting off writing a book? What was sort of part of your secret sauce to get it done?
Yeah, I actually wrote the book in 3 days. So, which was, I kind of look back on that going, gosh, I wrote it in 3 days. And here I've been wanting to write a book for 20 years. And I always thought, oh, it's going to take so much time, or I don't have the time right now. I can't devote to it. And so that was really interesting to actually write the book in 3 days. I think a lot of it was having the clarity and what the audience is wanting. So instead of writing the book that I wanted to write, I really looked into researching what my audience was wanting to read. And because it was during the pandemic, and I knew a lot of people were in that fear and anxiety and uncertainty, that I knew that this would be a really good book to write about, and to really help people to shift their mindset. That's what it's all about, is really serving people. And so that's what the biggest, I would say, is to really write your book for your particular audience and really focus on that one reader, not thinking about like all these readers, but thinking about that one particular reader, what is he or she needing to solve? Like, what is their pain point? And what is the solution that you provide? Because that's what it is about nonfiction books. We're really providing solutions to a problem or a pain point.
Actually, fantastic advice. It's like you're having that conversation, and it's like really inviting compassion, listening and asking and really expressing it. So fantastic advice. I love it. And actually, I can almost imagine your husband and your son sort of inspiring you to make it more specific, and a fantastic experience.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have a lot of stories in there, and also client stories. So how clients were able to shift their mindset as well and be a lot more productive and empowered in their life. So I give an example of one client that actually looked at her life when we were doing this living life tool, and she saw that she really enjoyed her career. She marked it as like a 10 out of 1 out of 10. However, when she looked at how she was with her relationships, like with her husband and with her kids, she actually scored it at like a 3 or 4 level. And so in conversations with her, we looked at how can you develop that so you feel more fulfilled in all areas of your life. And so that was really just a great thing that, again, that we can serve her in that purpose, in that way.
So what would be 1 or 2 ways that people can get a copy of your book, a hard copy or a soft copy, whichever? Please share a little bit about 1 or 2 ways for people to get it.
Yes, definitely. So you can go on my website. So it's Sibilla, Sibilla, training, training.com. And you could get the book that way. So that's the number 1 way to get my book.
Fantastic.
And again, it's called Pivot You, 6 Powerful Steps to Thriving in Uncertain Times.
Fantastic. And I like to play a little magic game is, if we could get your book into somebody's hand this year, whose hand would you like to get it into?
Yes, Oprah. I'm like, I have that vision of Oprah. I've always like, I just always adore Oprah, and I love what she does at Soul Sunday. And so, yeah, that's my vision. I'd love for her to read the book and to be on her show. I would love that. That would be an awesome thing.
We're sending it out to Oprah. And
Okay, sending it out there.
And somebody who might know. So let's make that happen. And
yeah,
and
that'd be great.
Beautiful about this experiment. And then I like to reflect back again. And what was perhaps one of your biggest learnings or discoveries from the past year?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. Again, I think a lot of it was really looking at my life and seeing, where I wanted to go and where we wanted to go as a family, and not to get into the overwhelm or the feeling of fear or anxiety or uncertainty, but really being able to, again, shift where we were at. And again, I know I talk a lot about mind frame, mindset, but that is so, so important. A lot of times we don't realize the belief systems that we hold, and that a lot of those beliefs can be negative or can be detrimental to moving forward. And so that was, again, a very big lesson that I learned in terms of moving forward in my life.
Fantastic, Suzanne. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Folks, I'm going to put the contact details in the comments. I'm going to ask you to hit a like, add a comment or question, and we'll look to see how this unfolds with our invitation to Oprah, to see how that might
that would be great
in the months and years to have. Thank you so very much.
And I also wanted to offer a freebie to your viewers. So for the first 5 people that are watching this, I will give 60 minutes of a strategy call. So it will be your best life ever. We'll do a strategy session, and we'll develop what your blueprint is for 2021.
That's fantastic.
So first 5 people.
First fantastic opportunity. Click on it, get the book, and then you have a one-on-one session with Suzanne. So thank you very much, Suzanne. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.